Summer of Terror. The Son of Sam emerges. New York City, 1976. The city was alive, buzzing with the energy of a hot summer. People filled the streets, enjoying the warm nights, the music, and the vibrant nightlife. It was a time of disco, of freedom, and of dreams. A sweltering summer. The disco era pulsed, but a different rhythm echoed in the hearts of New Yorkers. Fear. The heat was oppressive, but it was the fear that truly suffocated the city. It crept into every corner, every shadow, turning the once lively streets into places of dread. It began with whispers, rumors of a shadow stalking young couples. The whispers grew louder, spreading like wildfire. Who was this shadow? What did it want? The questions hung in the air, unanswered as the fear continued to grow. Then, the unthinkable. Gunshots shattered the night. The sound echoed through the streets, a chilling reminder that the fear was not unfounded. It was real, and it was deadly. A young woman lay dead. Her name, Donna Loria, would forever be etched in the city's memory as the first victim of the monster soon to be known as the Son of Sam. Her death was a turning point, a moment when the fear became all too real. The press, hungry for a story, latched onto a chilling detail. The city was gripped by the headlines, each one more terrifying than the last. The media frenzy only added to the fear, spreading it far and wide. A letter, discovered near the crime scene, addressed to the police. It was a taunt, a challenge, a promise of more violence to come. The letter was a window into the mind of the killer, a glimpse of the darkness that drove him. It was filled with ramblings, bizarre confessions, and a sinister moniker, Son of Sam. The name itself was a weapon, a tool of terror that the killer wielded with precision. It was a name that would haunt the city for years to come. The name dripped with menace, promising more death, more terror. It was a name that struck fear into the hearts of New Yorkers, a name that became synonymous with the summer of terror. The city held its breath. Who was this phantom? And who would be next? The fear was palpable, a living, breathing entity that stalked the streets alongside the killer. The police scrambled, desperate to catch the killer before he could strike again. They pored over maps, case files, and witness statements, trying to piece together the puzzle. But the killer was always one step ahead, a ghost that eluded their grasp. But the Son of Sam seemed to vanish into thin air, leaving behind only a trail of blood and terror. He was a phantom, a shadow that slipped through the fingers of the law, leaving the city in a state of perpetual fear. The city that never slept was now haunted by insomnia, fear a constant companion. The nights were filled with restless sleep, the days with anxious glances over the shoulder. The fear was inescapable, a part of the very fabric of the city. The summer of '76, once filled with promise, had become a season of dread. The sun still shone, but its warmth was overshadowed by the cold grip of fear. The city was changed, forever marked by the terror of the Son of Sam. .44 caliber terror. The first attack. It was a Wednesday night, July 29, 1976. The city of New York was in the midst of a sweltering summer, the kind that makes the air feel thick and oppressive. The streets were quieter than usual, with many residents seeking refuge indoors from the relentless heat. The air hung heavy with humidity as Donna Loria, 18, and her friend Jody Valenti sat in Jody's car, parked on a quiet street in the Bronx. They were enjoying a moment of respite, chatting about their evening and the plans they had for the rest of the summer. They had just left a local bar, their laughter echoing in the stillness of the night. The bar had been a lively escape from the heat, filled with music and the chatter of friends. Now in the quiet of the car they felt a sense of calm and contentment. Suddenly a figure emerged from the shadows. The street, which had seemed so safe and familiar, now felt ominous. The figure moved with a purpose, his steps quick and deliberate. He moved quickly, silently, a dark silhouette against the streetlights. The girls, engrossed in their conversation, didn't notice him at first. But as he drew closer, a sense of unease began to creep in. Before Donna or Jody could react, the figure raised his arm. In that split second, time seemed to stand still. The realization of danger hit them, but it was too late to do anything. A deafening roar split the night as a .44 caliber bullet tore through the car window, striking Donna in the head. The sound was unlike anything they had ever heard, a violent intrusion into their peaceful moment. Jody screamed, her ears ringing from the blast. Another shot. The second shot was just as loud, just as terrifying. It was a sound that would haunt her for the rest of her life. This time, the bullet hit Jody in the leg. The pain was immediate and intense, a burning sensation that spread through her body. She knew she had to get out of the car, had to find help. The attacker, his face hidden in the darkness, turned and fled. He disappeared as quickly as he had appeared, leaving behind a scene of horror and confusion. Jody, despite her injuries, managed to stumble out of the car and call for help. Her voice was weak, but it carried the desperation of someone fighting for their life. But it was too late for Donna. The bullet had done its deadly work, and there was nothing anyone could do to save her. She died instantly from the gunshot wound. Her life, full of promise and potential, was cut short in an instant. The police arrived to a scene of chaos and terror. The flashing lights and the sound of sirens added to the sense of panic. Officers tried to make sense of what had happened, but the scene was a nightmare. A young life cut short, another clinging to life, and a city now gripped by the chilling realization that a predator lurked among them. The news spread quickly, and fear began to take hold of the community. The hunt for the son of Sam had begun. The police knew they were dealing with a dangerous individual, and the pressure to catch him before he struck again was immense. Troubled Beginnings, The Making of a Monster. David Richard Berkowitz. The name itself held no premonition of the darkness that would consume him. Born in Brooklyn in 1953, he was adopted as an infant by a working-class couple. His childhood was marked by fits of rage and an unsettling fascination with fire. He was a loner, withdrawn, lost in a world of his own making. As he grew older, his fascination with fire morphed into something more sinister. He began to dabble in the occult, drawn to the dark allure of Satanism. His notebooks, later discovered by police, were filled with disturbing drawings and writings, a window into his increasingly fractured mind. He believed himself to be controlled by demonic forces, compelled to commit acts of violence. The descent into madness was gradual, insidious. He bounced from job to job, each failure fueling his resentment and anger. He felt like an outcast, rejected by society. His only solace, he believed, came from the dark rituals he practiced in the solitude of his apartment. It was there, amidst the flickering candlelight and the smell of incense, that the son of Sam was truly born. Section 4. Spiraling Chaos. A city held hostage. Months turned into a year. The city of New York, once bustling with energy and life, found itself trapped in a relentless cycle of fear and uncertainty. The seasons changed, but the dread remained constant, casting a long shadow over the city. The son of Sam remained elusive, a phantom terrorizing New York City. His presence was felt in every dark alley and every quiet street, a ghostly figure that seemed to be everywhere and nowhere at once. With each attack, the body count rose and the city descended further into a state of panic. The once vibrant neighborhoods were now scenes of horror, with police tape marking the spots where lives were brutally taken. Young couples, once eager to embrace the city's nightlife, now cowered indoors. The fear of becoming the next victim kept them locked behind closed doors, peeking through blinds, hoping for a sense of safety that never came. The streets, once vibrant with life, became eerily deserted after dark. The usual hustle and bustle of the city was replaced by an unsettling silence broken only by the occasional siren or the distant hum of a police car. The son of Sam seemed to revel in the fear he was generating. His attacks were not just acts of violence but calculated moves to instill terror, to make the city feel his presence in the most chilling way possible. He sent taunting letters to the police and the press, his words filled with chilling boasts and cryptic clues. Each letter was a twisted game, a way to mock the authorities and keep the public on edge. He signed each letter Son of Sam, a name that sent shivers down the spines of New Yorkers. It was a signature that became synonymous with fear, a reminder that the threat was real and ever-present. The city was held hostage, not by a demand for ransom or political change, but by the whims of a madman. The psychological grip he had on the city was as strong as any physical chains, binding the citizens in a state of perpetual fear. The police, under immense pressure to catch the killer, established a dedicated task force. This team worked around the clock, driven by the desperate need to restore safety and normalcy to the city. They chased down countless leads, interviewed hundreds of suspects, but the son of Sam remained frustratingly out of reach. Each dead end only added to the frustration and the sense of helplessness that pervaded the city. Each passing day brought with it the fear that he would strike again, adding another name to his growing list of victims. The ticking clock was a constant reminder of the urgency and the stakes involved. The city held its breath. united in fear and desperation. Every citizen, regardless of their background or neighborhood, shared the same anxiety, the same hope that the nightmare would soon come to an end. Section 5. A shocking capture. The Devil's Advocate undone. August 10, 1977. The reign of terror was about to end, not in a hail of gunfire or a dramatic standoff, but with a parking ticket. A witness, alerted by police sketches and descriptions of the son of Sam's car, reported a suspicious vehicle parked near a fire hydrant. The car, a yellow Ford Galaxy, matched the description perfectly. Police traced the vehicle's registration to David Berkowitz, a quiet, unassuming postal worker living in Yonkers. When officers arrived at his apartment, they found him sitting calmly, a .44 caliber revolver resting on the table beside him. He offered no resistance, a chillingly serene smile playing on his lips. As he was led away in handcuffs, Berkowitz uttered a single, chilling sentence. "What took you so long?" The words, spoken with an unsettling calmness, sent a shockwave through the city. The Devil's Advocate, as some had dubbed him, had been unmasked, but the mystery of his motives and the darkness that resided within him remained.